Hi guys, I hope you guys are all doing very well. Given the situation and circumstances that we're living under lately, I've been cooped up in the house with my girlfriend, and she kind of pushed me to do this. I've been getting to, do my first YouTube video for my channel that I'm probably starting for you guys to kind of get to know me better, kind of know where I'm coming from and how I'm doing, living with Parkinson's. So I was first diagnosed with essential benign tremor at the age of 17. I was actually misdiagnosed at the time. At that time, I had a lot of swim practices. I was on the swim team for my high school. And after practices, I noticed a tremor in my leg. Not nearly what you see right now, but it was just a slight tremor. Doctors thought I was overworking my body, so they just labeled it the essential benign tremor. They didn't know what was causing it, if it was workouts or what, but they didn't have any medication at that time. And then so that kind of lived throughout my whole 20s, basically, thinking that I only had essential benign tremor. That's actually what I told my girlfriend when we first met. Don't worry about it. It's just essential benign tremor. You don't need to freak out. And then come to find out at age 29, we both discovered that it's Parkinson's disease. And the way we discovered it was that they did what's called a DAT scan. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's when they gave me an iodine to trace the dopamine in my brain. And they were able to see not enough dopamine was penetrating through my brain barrier to support me with my movement abilities. So that's what they labeled it with. So it is a young onset, and that's probably the most important message about this whole video, if you decide to watch this with us, is that I do have young onset Parkinson's disease. It does exist. You don't have to be 50 or above to have Parkinson's. It can happen to anyone. And this month is the month of April, and it's very important for us to recognize that it's Parkinson's Awareness Month, and especially for the young onset people. So I get asked a lot of questions about life since the 21st Ducks experience. And I gotta say, it's been actually quite amazing. I mean, my girlfriend will testify to this. We've been in Mammoth several times when we were able to go. Ran into a few people that recognized me. Even like we go to little places like the grocery store and we see something like a Ducks hat or Ducks bumper sticker, we kind of get like, oh no, they're gonna recognize me. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just that I get shy or embarrassed. But it's been good. I was playing a lot of hockey, pickup hockey, Thursday mornings. Been kind of playing a little bit of roller hockey with my friends, kind of getting back into the swing of things with that. But it's been good. Not as good as it has been because there's no hockey to watch on TV anymore. Do you know this?
Coronavirus!
Another question I get asked quite often is, what is my favorite memory from my 21st Ducks experience? And it's hard for me to choose one, but I'd have to say it'd have to be a tie between flying out with the team to New York with my girlfriend, having the team breakfast with the Ducks team, meeting Michael J. Fox, being inside the Madison Square Garden, kind of seeing all the background, being able to walk backstage areas in the Madison Square Garden, and also, of course, meeting Paul Creed and Tim Solani, Steve Rushin, and all the guys that kind of gave me the inspiration to fall in love with hockey. So it's just those two experiences by far are the icing on the top of the cake for me. So back to Parkinson's and how my life is with it. I'd say every day is a struggle, but who doesn't have a struggle in their everyday life? I can't think of anyone that I know personally. So this is my struggle. You can visibly see it. I say that's the only difference to other people who maybe you can't visibly see their struggle that they're living with. Symptoms are, stiffness, balance issues. I have simple trouble just standing in place, putting on my shoe, pulling up my shorts, cooking, taking a shower, even brushing my teeth without my knee thumping on the cabinet. Just the little small things that maybe you guys would take for granted, but which I for sure took for granted, before having Parkinson's. Just the small walking normally, in the mall. So even the simple walking with proper steps is challenging. Running's been and jogging's been very difficult for me. But I look at it as it's just a little. So another common question I get asked is, since I'm not on any medication, is what are you doing to help manage the symptoms? And truthfully, for me, it's always been exercise. I feel like personally for me, exercising has always strengthened my willpower and my mindset. Because there's been times I've worked out, you just feel like quitting, you feel like life's hard. and then you leave the gym and leave the weights in the gym, and then walking away from all that, it's kind of like taking off the weighted vest. So I feel like that's helped me a lot build my mental strength, in dealing with Parkinson's. But because the gyms are closed, I've been working out with a dear friend of mine. His name is Vaughn Crawford. He has his own fitness training program that he does in Orange County, more specifically Fullerton. He's been keeping the groups very small, very limited. We're all spaced out because it's like a circuit training. So like some person will be in the grass area doing sprints up a hill, another person will be working in a different area doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, jumping jacks, whatever it may be. I'm telling you, our heart rate is racing. I feel like I'm having a heart attack every time, but it's very good. Very good circuit training. Another thing is my girlfriend's been trying to push on me is, she's always been trying to push on me, is the diet change. It's a constant struggle with me. Again, it's not about, jumping in there and changing every meal you have a day. It's just making the small little changes, and that's really what helps me kind of stay motivated, and drinking more water throughout the day, eating fruits and vegetables, make sure I get my protein in, stretching. Lately, I've also been looking at these 2 new doctors. One's out of Newport. His name's Dr. Schenkel. He works more specifically with people with Alzheimer's, but he also has patients with Parkinson's, as they're both neurological diseases. And what he's known for is looking outside of the box and seeing, okay, well, nothing's working for them. What haven't we checked, or what haven't the other doctors checked, and what can we consider looking at? What are maybe some unorthodox methods and way to help support their patients? So I'm interested to see what the information they can provide for me. It was a long waiting list. I was probably on the waiting list for like 8 or 9 months. I barely heard back last week, and I had my first orientation meeting with that person. I recently came into contact with a clinical hypnosis, and I didn't talk about this in some of the other problems that I received from Parkinson's. But I have a lot of anxiety from this disease. Public speaking's a big one. I've been a best man twice, and man, both times were terrifying, and I'd even add horrific, because when I'm giving a speech, I try to make the speech about my best friend who's getting married, and because I'm shaking, and then I feel like I'm drawing all the attention away from them, and it comes on to me. I'm just trying to deliver the message or the speech and just kind of get out of there, go back to my seat and hide. But it does provide a lot of anxiety for me, so I've recently came across a clinical hypnosis to help me kind of manage my public speaking and my anxiety from my tremors, so no one's freaking out. Oh my God, is this guy having a seizure? Does he need medical attention? Is he cold? What have you. So those are the kind of things I've been doing to help support me with Parkinson's that are steered away from the medication. So difficulties that I have with the disease, I'm telling you guys, it's the little things. Don't ever take little things for granted, whether it's walking, jogging, running, brushing your teeth, going to the dentist. Oh my God, going to the dentist for me is a nightmare. I mean, I'm afraid that it may have to come to the point where they're going to have to put me under the medicine for me to fall asleep. I'm just so, you think I'm shaking bad now, but if I have anxiety and something's like in my mouth drilling away, it really freaks me out. It really gets my tremors activated. What else? What am I up to now? I just got my master's degree in education from Azusa Pacific University. I do have a year more to go to get my credential to become a licensed school psychologist to practice in the state of California. So it's very exciting for me to kind of get on this new journey and help people and kids, with their own disabilities and their own, whether it's a learning disability or a physical disability, and help mentor students and young people, to have a safe and healthy lifestyle.
One eternity later.
And this is the month of April. It's Parkinson's Awareness Month, and I really want to, stretch out the message that, it does exist among young people. You don't have to be 50. Again, I've had the disease, I believe, since I was 17. Again, I wasn't diagnosed at that age, but it can happen to anyone. Thank you guys. God bless.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.